Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Selects Titanium Man. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And on the top here, it's a blister card, so not really anything. On the front, nice big blister showcasing the figure and his accessories, Titanium Man, Marvel Select, and there's some nice artwork, classic artwork of Titanium Man. And I'm telling you guys, this is huge. The packaging is really big. On the bottom again, it's a blister. There's nothing. On this side, some more nice artwork of Titanium Man just beating the crap out of Iron Man. And then on this side again, it's a blister, so there's really nothing on this side other than, you know, you can see the figure right here. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. Then on the back, got a nice product shot of Titanium Man. It's hard to see with my light on there, but there. And the top says Titanium Man, Marvel Select. And let's bring it in a little bit so we can see what it says. Numerous villains have made up Iron Man's gallery of enemies, with many of them similarly armor-based in order to counter Iron Man's abilities. The Russians have created both the Crimson Dynamo and Titanium Man to try and stop the threat posed by Iron Man. And they have fought Stark through numerous iterations. The collector's edition action figure of the Titanium Man is based on his appearance in the classic Marvel Comics. It features 16 points of articulation and an interchangeable head and hands. Designed by Yuri Tming, and I'm sorry if I butchered that name, and sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios. Here at the bottom, Marvel print, Diamond Select Toys print, symbols I'm not going to learn, Diamond Comic Distributors, find a comic shop, barcode, and item number. Don't give it to the babies. That, my friends, completes our look at the really big packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And I'm not going to use handy dandy tweezers because these accessories are quite big. And as you can see, it comes with a pair of, I won't say grip hands, but like reaching, clawing, grasping hands. And it does have a lot of nice detail on it, and it looks like one big paint app for the whole thing, and it's on an in and out hinge, and all of that holds true for the other hand. So very nice so far. Here's the helmeted head. And again, nice sculpted details. I mean, there's not a lot going on here, but for the character that it was based on, you know, the version of the character it's based on, the comic book, early comic books, you know, that's what it was, and it looks, to me, great. This is what I think of when I think of the Titanium Man. And nice paint apps. It may be molded in black because this is all paint Up here it appears, at least, and then, you know, the details in the mask are paint apps. You can see there, I don't know if this is on purpose, but the eyes have a little bit of slop to them, and yeah, I can see it's not on purpose, because see how they missed it over on this side and missed some over here as to where it's sculpted, at least. But you know, when you look at it not super close up, you really can't tell. So that's very nice. Let's take a look at the figure himself, and as you can see, he is really big. And I know we get it excuse me, I know we get into size a lot more when we're doing the comparisons, but just, you know, as a heads up how big this guy is, here's the Revelation, the Masterverse Revelation Man-at-Arms, a 7-inch scale figure, and this guy's a 7-inch scale figure, and look how much bigger he is. And just another one real quick from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. Here's the Dark Knight Trilogy Batman, and again, a 7-inch scale figure with this guy, and he still looks minuscule. So, but as far as the guy, I mean, it's all paint. And then on the bottom here, he's got, you know, silver paint for the soles of his boots, and just, I mean, the head, what a great sculpt on that too. And it has some pretty good paint apps on there. It's got some wash in the hair and in the beard as well. And I mean, it's just, this dude is big. And you know, I'm not gonna use him with this head, so let's see if we can pop it off real quick. It doesn't want to come off easily, so hang on just a minute. And once I got him up close to me where I could hold him fairly steady, the head popped off and this one popped on relatively easy. So there he is with the helmeted head, and this is how I'm gonna display it, and it's going in with my Marvel Legends, because even as big as this guy is, Titanium Man was always really big. They're depicted really big, as I remember it in the comics. And you know, I mean, nice molded detail all along this guy, and it really screams out to me that this is the classic, you know, this is the Titanium Man I think of when I think of Titanium Man. Well, let's take a look at his articulation, and this is all new to me because this is the first Marvel Selects figure that I have, because I usually don't collect Marvel in a 7-inch scale, usually just the Marvel Legends. But anyway, he can look up this high, and he can look down that low, and you can see the neck gets gappy when you put it to the extreme ends of the articulation of the neck. But because it's on a dumbbell, the ball in the front and ball in the top, ball in the bottom, and the bar, you know, he's got some chicken neck in there. He's got all kinds of waggle, and he can do the full Exorcist. Now at the shoulder, it's really tight, and I did run this guy under, you know, I dipped him in some hot water for about 5 minutes to kind of loosen everything up, because he did have this one, there's a thigh joint, thigh swivel under here that was locked up. So, but anyway, at the shoulder he can raise up not quite 90 degrees, and that is really at the extreme end of it. And you can see this shoulder cover armor piece goes under this piece here. He does get a 360 degree rotation there, There is a cut at the upper bicep that gives another 360 degree rotation. And he has a single hinge and swivel at the elbow. And let's see. He will give you that much bend, which is pretty close to 90 degrees. And it does have a swivel of 360 degrees there as well. And for a figure this big, that hinge and swivel works. Because, you know, a big dude like this isn't going to have as much range of movement as a normal sized person. 360 degrees at the wrist on an in and out hinge on the fists, and that is the same for the other side, and they are really, really tight even after being soaked. So just something to be aware of. There's a cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and that gives you a little bit of hula there. He can lean to the side, and he can lean to this side, although it doesn't seem as much. And then he can lean back at that joint about that far, and forward about that far. And it will do a full 360 degree rotation there, as well as there is one at the waist, a cut at the waist. Well, I said there was. There is. It just doesn't want to work now after I said there was. So, but anyway, it will move a little bit. I think this is holding it up a little bit, this overlay, because it looks like from here at the abdomen on down it's a single piece. I could be mistaken, but it looks like that. There's a port here for something, and I don't know what that is for. As far as the hips go, this does get in the way a little bit, but it is split so that it does allow for some extra articulation. So he will give you that much of the splits. He will kick forward about that far, and backwards maybe about 2 steps. There is a cut at the thigh, and it does give you a full 360 degree rotation. Another single hinge and swivel at the knee, and it gives you approximately a 90 degree bend, and it will swivel 360 degrees. At the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and it does have a forward facing pin for rocker. And that, my friends, is a look at this big old dude and his couple of accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review: comparisons. And here we have the Marvel Selects Titanium Man with the biggest Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure I could find that I probably own. The biggest one I own, that is, the movie Hulkbuster Iron Man Build-A-Figure. And as you can see, Titanium Man still has a little bit of height on him. Here's Marvel Select Titanium Man with the biggest single release Marvel Legends figure I could find, the What If Hydra Stomper. And as you can see, they're pretty fairly on an even size frame there. Here's the Marvel Selects Titanium Man with Titanium Man from what I think is the first Iron Man movie figure line, the 6-inch line of the movie figures. I believe is where this guy came from before they put it in with Marvel Legends. And then we have the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Iron Man. For our final set of comparisons, in the back, we have the Marvel Selects Titanium Man with, for 7-inch scale comparison, the Masters of the Universe Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man. And then in the front row, we have from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. And from Star Wars The Black Series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. For final thoughts on the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Titanium Man, I have to say, this is one big honkin' piece of figure. And it's solid too, guys. I can't feel a whole lot of hollowness to him. There may be some in the chest and the abdomen, but with the weight of the rest of it, it really doesn't feel that way. It's heavy, it's bulky, and this is what the Titanium Man should be. I probably could have waited for Marvel Legends to eventually do a Build-A-Figure of Titanium Man, but with Marvel Legends, you always run the risk that they will do a more modern rendition rather than the classic look that most people really want. And this one really struck that chord for me, and I found it at a good price and decided to go ahead and pick it up. I've been eyeing it for pretty much since it came out to use with my Marvel Legends, because I mean, he's just, I believe he's the right size to fit in with Marvel Legends, and the eventual Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure would be smaller than this. And I think this one will fill in that collection gap nicely. It's a sturdy figure. It's well put together. I did have to dip him in some water to break loose one of his thigh swivels, but other than that, no issues at all. He might not be as articulated as a regular Marvel Legends, but he pretty much has the articulation that they would do on this character as a Build-A-Figure. Single elbows, single knees. But at least we get the swivel with the knees, which we usually don't with Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.